And the girl I'm going to end up getting married to is also under USAA, so I'm going to get a nice chunk of benefits there with me. You know, we're going to be joining on.
You got
okay there. I'm making sure we got the right one.
You got a prenup?
Wow.
See,
she might have a prenup on him.
She probably has the prenup.
It should be the way it is. Like if you're getting married, it should be automatic. It's like, you know, I don't know. You buy a car and you have to have car insurance. Well, you get married, you got to have a prenup.
Well, sometimes in the states that are 50-50, community property, those prenups about as worthless as the paper they're written on. Yeah. It's 50-50. You divide. Just don't get divorced. Let me just tell you that, big fella.
Just don't do anything stupid.
I'll do my best, fellas. Like I said,
we're here for you.
End up signing a prenup and something goes wrong, and I definitely
the three of us are here for you.
Something else.
We have all the answers. Divorce,
you got two guys that have been divorced, one guy that's never been married and never will be married. All right. This is the second series between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. They split the 4-game set just earlier this month at Chase Field. The question, as I mentioned, how important is this series if you're the D-backs, and are we talking measuring stick or just don't get swept?
The interesting part that I'm going to be dialed in about this series, the Dodgers just got swept by the Angels. Well,
they've lost 6 of 10. The Diamondbacks have won 6 of 10.
Yeah, so the Dodgers right now are going to be highly agitated. I can't say words that I would have said if it was just
a little pissed off.
There you go. Yeah, they are. And so I look at it from that standpoint. If they end up splitting, I'm more than good with that. If they end up losing this series, meaning the Diamondbacks, I could see that happening.
Well, and the Diamondbacks made 2 games up in the standings. They're only 4 games back. There are 6 last week, which is you just kind of hang in there with the Padres playing well, and the Giants are starting to scuff a little bit. But I think the week of the Dodgers having a day off and then going into St. Louis, the Cardinals, who are first place last time I looked,
shocking the way they're
very
playing.
Good baseball. I think this week is a good litmus test for this Diamondbacks team as far as the pitching and coming together, hopefully like it has. And then you look at pretty much the hitting, which has been hot, cold, but relatively they're averaging close to 5 per game. And I think that those are the things that here we are about halfway through this season, going into Memorial Day. Where are we as a team? You got Erod, he's on the disabled list for now. You got Ryan Nelson that's going to come in and pitch, take over his spot. I think that now that the pitching is, I hope, settling in with some improvement to the bullpen.
Starting pitching.
I think the hitting will be fine. I think that's going to be fine because it always has been.
Little sidebar. This past weekend, Major League Baseball was really promoting rivalry weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you had an opportunity to kind of look at the series and rivalry weekend should be 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, right?
Yeah, right.
So let's just kind of go through the first one. Subway Series, Yankees and Mets.
Yep.
Yankees win that 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So that's not bad.
Yep.
The Crosstown Classic, which is the Cubs and the White Sox, Cubs sweep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The Bay Bridge Series, Giants and A's, Giants sweep. The Vetter Cup, Mariners and Padres, Mariners swept 3-0. The Freeway Series, Angels and Dodgers, Angels sweep 3-0. And then the other ones were all 2-1. You had the I-70 series between the Royals and the Cardinals, and the Royals took that one. The Brew Battle, I like that name. The Brewers and the Twins, Brewers won that one 2-1. The Lone Star series, which was the Astros and the Rangers, they split 2-2. And they put the Diamondbacks in there as the Desert Duel between the Rockies as the D-backs won that. I don't know about that one.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's funny how they try to promote that, and most of them were just all about the sweep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you think that the Angels, who have been scuffling forever, and I don't think Trout is back yet.
He's not back.
He's not back yet.
No.
And for the Dodgers, I think those are some of the things you go, okay, if you have that in play and you make those kind of things happen, then you go as the Dodgers pitching, Clayton Kershaw get lit up. The Dodgers, scuffling this in their Barnes. There was a Martin. They sent him down for designated for assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Just teams go through the ups and downs. Let's just hope that we don't see quite the surge of lack of pitching by this Diamondbacks team from the starting rotation. They're gonna have to pick it up versus the bullpen, who just how do you lose a 10-6 lead? By the way, that stat of the Diamondbacks were 150-0 once they scored 12 runs.
That's 12 or more.
Now 150 and one.
And one.
That was incredible. You scored 12 runs in the game. You would think you would score, that you wouldn't have a football game broke out against the lowly Colorado Rockies in that game.
I'm still not sold on what the bullpen situation is. It's because of everything that has gone on and guys injured and then guys not pitching well at all. To me, the skipper, Torrey, he's still looking for answers. He hasn't found anything that he has full confidence in. Who's going to pitch the 7th? Who's going to pitch the 8th? Who's going to close? So he is still kind of like shuffling dominoes around, hoping that it'll finally spell a word, and it hasn't happened yet.
Well, when you have 2 of your major closers on the IL,
that's what
it's hard to scramble and put those right guys in there. Shelby Miller got a little exciting yesterday, but he pretty much has come in and done a good job. He's only really had one bad outing. He's only had one bad outing the entire year so far. So even though it got a little interesting there in the last inning, they get the line drive to the shortstop yesterday to kind of end that game and game set match.
So the pitching matchups today, we talked about it. Brandon Pfaadt, he'll go for Arizona. He's 6-3 with a 3.73 ERA. He's one of the better starters on this team right now. Landon Knack starts for LA. He's 2-1, but a rough 5.89 ERA. Hopefully he can jump on him early. Last time out, he struggled and gave up 5 runs against the A's. For Pfaadt, he's been steady. He's coming off a tough outing against the Giants, but he's been pitching pretty good. So, I think what you got to try to do is if you can somehow figure out how to pitch to the most dangerous 1-2 punch in baseball right now with Freddie Freeman, who's hitting 371. Shohei's got 16 bombs on the season. Mm-hmm. If you could somehow figure out how to pitch around those 2 guys, then you have a chance.
Literally pitch around them.
Yes.
Hey, D-backs, literally pitch around them. Inside, outside. If you got to walk them, there's nobody threatening to score as far as at second base, what have you. I think they got to be smart about it because those 2, they're not only that, they're Diamondback killers, but they went 2-2 the last time. They split the 4 game.
They did.
They held their own, just a matter whether the bullpen can hold their own.
That's the point.
All right, it's National Hamburger Month at Twin Peaks now through the 31st. They are serving up the best burgers in the game. So celebrate National Hamburger Month with a seasoned, smashed, and seared burger from Twin Peaks. It's just waiting to be discovered. So come hungry, leave happy at Twin Peaks. So who stepped up and changed the game